All right, come into the room. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me and everything is okay. I know I don't come on usually at this time, so I'm not expecting too many people, anything like that. But, and you know, again, this is a very sensitive topic. I'm not here to do any bantering back and forth with trolls. I think I've established that on my channel as of now. By this point, you know that I take children very seriously, and you know, this is a subject that touches very close to home for me as a former foster kid, and I'm hearing a lot of people talking about it who know nothing about it, quite frankly. Because if you're not well versed on the foster care system in America, you have no idea what type of environment and atmosphere we're dealing with here, and what type of dysfunction we're dealing with here. Hi, Peachy Poo. Hello. So thank you for joining, Peachy Poo. I appreciate it. So I'm only really trying to address the foster care aspects of this. My other thoughts on the topic, you know, about the cop and about all the melee and all that stuff can be found later on my Patreon. But yeah, in terms of the foster care experience of this, right? Let me start off with, and I caught a little bit of a live that Paris Milan did on this, and I also got to listen to Chrissy's live on this as well. They said a lot of great things, and I'll probably repeat some of the things that they said. But as of this point, I'll be honest, Chrissy and Paris are really two of the only, you know, Black women YouTubers that I fucks with like that. Just all seriously, because there's a lot of women on here making money off y'all and don't give a damn about your lives. If the majority of Black people in America don't live in hoods, and the condition of living circumstances for Black people isn't a problem, then that's fine. But last I checked, right, we have a racial wealth gap and a great disparity in resources when it comes to Black people versus, you know, the majority of the country. So this is a very serious topic that I felt like I had to jump back on. You know, I'm out here doing my own thing right now. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I felt I had to address this. So I want to read absolutely. You know, I don't know what people think this says to America's foster children, that a cop can jump out of a car, no questions asked, and start blazing away. But this video is going to be talking about the circumstances that led up to that, right? Because I'm not here to argue with a bunch of Inspector Gadgets, people who don't have law degrees. I know people with law degrees. I know lawyers. I know judges. So if I want to talk about this on that level, I will talk with them. I'm not going to listen to none of these YouTube sensations. This is a very serious subject. I don't think that a lot of Black women understand how imperative it is when you sit there and you talk about how people masculinize you, right? And your preferences, which everybody knows who y'all preferences really are. A lot of y'all can say, we'll say Brad, but everybody knows who y'all preferences really are, right? Y'all preferences don't want y'all, right? But you're justifying the murder of a 16-year-old girl. So I'm going to read an article from CNN about why this all started. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit of it. It was over keeping the house clean, Moore said. The older one told them to clean up the house because mom doesn't like the house dirty. And Angela Moore is the foster parent here. Okay, Angela Moore. Angela Moore, what are you doing? Angela Moore. I heard they had up to 10 foster kids alone in that 3-bedroom house. That's not code, but they let them get away with it. And see, that's the things that y'all don't understand. People said somebody should have been supervising her. You guys really have no idea what the foster care system is, do you? There is no supervision. That's it. And I know a lot of people use the American foster care system because they're like, oh, I can't discipline my kid. That's not a place to send your kid because you can't do your job as a parent and discipline them. That is not the place. And when you place your child in America's foster care system, you are saying to them, and you're saying to the social workers and the foster parents and everyone that interacts with them that this child has no advocates. The older one told them to clean up the house because mom doesn't like the house dirty. I can hear her little raggedy ass voice now. Mom, because the older ones told them. Who are the older ones? Let's be clear. These are not her sisters. These are not her siblings. These are grown women. Moore recalled being told after she arrived home from work. So that's how it all started. So young girl's dead because you allow women, the girl in the pink, that was a woman. A 16-year-old girl is dead. I hate that I had to look at the videos to be able to discuss the topic. She writhed on the ground. Her last moments of life, unprotected. I don't give a fuck. Let's talk about it. I'm calling out everybody that was talking about it, sounding like a goddamn clown. Talking about the cop was a good shot. God forbid, as a woman, God forbid that you're ever in a situation where some guy's got the upper hand on you, and maybe you knee him and you finally get the weapon and now you've got the upper hand and the cop arrives on the scene and takes you out, right? God forbid you're a woman and that's a situation that you have to find yourself in. Again, I'm not trying to talk all about the melee, but I want to know why this girl felt she had to defend herself from grown adults. And I've heard people saying, well, she clearly had hair, so if they called her bald-headed, why would that trigger a 16-year-old girl? You ever been called bald-headed? Huh? You ever been? made fun of. No. Let's go with the term bald-headed. Has someone ever told you were bald-headed and they were standing 80 feet away from you, right? And they're like, you're bald-headed, right? Making fun of her. I'm here to tell you, this is commonplace in America's foster care systems. And I will speak personally about a lot of the Black homes in these foster homes. Yes, I will. Why do I have the right to do that? Because they put me through enough of them. I went through over a dozen of them. I think I have a right to speak. A dozen foster homes? And everybody violent? And everybody's abusive? I'm a kid. You're not going to tell me I was the correlating factor. I was a kid. These were grown adults, unqualified to have a child in their home. Unqualified. But yet still, America let them have children in their home. You know how hard it is to adopt a child? They don't let just anybody do that. You guys know the requirements to become a foster parent? 18 years of age. You can be 18 years of age, take a course, and have someone's child in your home. A lot of these foster mothers were old, immobile. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. I can't give it all away to you for free because, you know, I will be writing books and you know, movies on my experiences. But my God. If someone's harassing you, they usually don't do it like this. You bald-headed, right? This isn't a movie. This isn't a Disney movie. See, everybody talks about being from the hood. Clack, 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 clack. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody talks about being from the hood. But when we talk about things that happen in the hood, all of a sudden, y'all act like it's the Ascot race. This is the hood. And then, how y'all know she was in the hood? You know how I know she was in the hood? Because everybody outside on the lawn fighting. That's how I knew she was in the hood. That's hood behavior. And I don't care if she was in the suburbs doing it. That's hood behavior. That means inside that house is hood. And that means you in the hood. You in the hood now, baby. The fuck? You don't ask somebody from the hood how they know what's hood. So anyways, hey, Taviar. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Taviar. I appreciate the support. 7 people, can I get 7 thumbs up? Maybe you don't agree with me, but stick around. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it out. But what we're not gonna do, okay, is vilify a young Black girl. Appreciate you. I'm too fly for this BS. Appreciate you. Of course, there are good foster parents out there. I lived with one. And if you look at any of my videos on foster care, I speak about my experiences in that. The very last foster home I had, it was a nice family. I was surprised as hell. By then, I was too traumatized. So you should what? How you been? I've been all right, Tavier, the savior. Absolutely, I'm too fly for this BS. People don't know what these kids go through. All your belongings moved around in garbage bags. You know, I'm like, hey, if you relate to me, don't tell me. Don't tell me, because I gotta wonder where you were at when I was in foster care getting bullied by the foster mother's grown-ass kids. Do y'all know nothing about the hood? Yeah, I don't think y'all know nothing about the hood. You know how it goes? I'm showing you. Look, this is how it goes. Nobody talks to you from across the room. They're right in your face, doing this. Ay, 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 ay. Eh? Why was she in the house? Why was she outside the house? It's not her house. She's not safe anywhere in that house. When the foster mother is allowing abusive people, and this is what they do. I'm telling you, for over a dozen homes that I've lived in, this is what they do. Can you imagine being a child and being like, oh my God, what a terrible 2-year experience. Now, even though I'm terrified to live with new strangers, oh, here's me hoping for the best. A week into it, they sitting up there, clean this up. What is you looking at? Get out of here. Go to your room. Get out of the living room. You watch something on TV, they change the channel. Y'all think they give kids breakfast in foster care? They're not required to do shit. Now, of course, if you're one of the good ones, like I'm too fly for this BS is, you do it. But they're not required. No, all they're required to do is pass the tests and make shit look Gucci when the social worker comes through with a clipboard. But let's be clear. They stigmatize and stereotype children in foster care. And we are not going to let this little girl go out like that. She was a little girl. I don't give a fuck if you weigh 90 pounds, bitch. If you's a grown-ass woman, keep your old raggedy ass away from these kids. How? Oh, shit. I'm getting too... Oh, shit. I'm getting... I don't give a fuck. This video will not be monetized. Let's go. Because, I always knew that there would be a time when I would truly expose these motherfuckers. I'm too fly for this off of here because... Exactly. The good ones are filled, of course. They fill them as quick as they can, right? And the rest they let go because they don't want to deal with having to put actual resources into the children in foster care who do not ask to be here. Someone said, oh, absolutely, Ann Walker Ramirez. Oh, you were a case manager. Okay, I see. Yeah, exactly. So exactly, you know the deal. I know so many caseworkers, social workers at this point. That was my whole life, and I think that Makhia was desensitized to that chaos. And when you're desensitized to things, what do? You up the ante, right? Everybody ups the ante. And that's why if these grown women are allowed to abuse children, continue to be allowed to abuse children in foster care, they continue to up the ante. And that's where you find continuous abuse and torture cases a lot of times in foster care, in the foster care system, right? Because if someone is doing something and they're allowed to continue, they up the ante and they up the ante and they up the ante, right? Let me tell you something. Okay, we talk about dating and keeping it cute and Gucci on here, and yet and still, I can get rah-rah with the best of them. I keep it on the low. But who put that in me? I lived a decade in the foster care system. I'm an actor. I'm often cast to play the villain. And people are like, wow, how do you do it? Because when I'm done, you know, we cutting jokes, and I'm a empathetic, fun person. But why am I always cast to play the villain? One, because I'm Black. Two, because I've seen a lot of villains. I've seen a lot of villains. And I managed to stay on code, even though my childhood consisted of going from Black foster home to Black foster home to Black foster home and being abused. I managed to stay on code. But you thought it close. You want to be preferences of your preferences. That's who y'all are. Can't get a man because that's who it is. It's all the chicks that can't get their preference. They'll say anything for them. They want to sit up here and defend that ish. I fight for all y'all kids. Can you believe it? I've lived in a dozen foster homes. Abusive. Not just the foster mother. Their kids coming in your face. You in 6th grade. Clean this up. Bitch, you clean it up. Do you know I would get back home from basketball practice, volleyball practice? I did everything in school. Choir practice. I would get home at 8 o'clock at night. It'd be a sink full of dishes. 2 sinks. Clean it up. Bitch, where's my plate? No, they didn't have a plate for me. But I was expected to clean up like a fucking Cinderella. I said, nah, no. Bitch, I'm not. And I'm going to Catholic school. And what did they do? They called the white social workers in, and a male social worker came in and cussed me out. I said to him at the time, I said, I'm in school to be somebody. I'm not in school to be a housewife for these foster mothers. He was like, rah, rah, yelling, screaming at me. This old white man, he's probably in hell today. He's in hell today. Oh my God, let me get some water. He's in hell with everybody else that's abusive in the foster care system. That's what awaits you. And a lot of y'all defending that shit because I think y'all know women that's foster mothers that are doing that shit. Taking the foster kids' money. Keeping it for themselves. They don't buy breakfast. They don't buy lunch. They don't buy dinner. They don't buy Christmas gifts. They don't buy birthday gifts. Do y'all understand that? Thank you. Come on. Thank you. Absolutely, Melinda. Can you believe that? They'll put locks on the cabinets, on the fridge, and you expect me to be some... Thank you, Taviar. Why everybody be like, oh, so-and-so's a realist. So-and-so's a realist. I'm a realist too, god darn it. I just went to Catholic school and it made me a little... All right? Yeah, I'm living in the hood in abusive foster homes. Roaches everywhere. Roaches everywhere like I forgot to take the trash out. But they weren't the roaches you want. Abusive foster mothers, they're very ugly. It was like Cinderella. It really was. They would come along. Oh, why would she tell her she was bald if she wasn't bald? That's what they do. They told me I was ugly. Can you believe it? Thank you, Tavia. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Or I don't know if you're a woman or a man, but I like your energy. Absolutely. Oh, thank you for letting us know that I'm too fly for this BS. Absolutely, that's something that's happening. And I'm passionate about this, and I'll yell about this, and I don't give a fuck. Y'all think my husband ain't seen me get passionate about this? Baby, I've been talking about this for 10 years, baby. And like I said, unlike a lot of people, I don't have to pretend to be like this to get a man. Okay? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. and no one is working for these kids. You guys got to understand, when I was living in Bed-Stuy, Bushwick, okay, a mentally unstable older Black woman physically assaulted me. The Brooklyn DA told me, because I was like, we pressing charges. I was in there like Viola, baby. I was in there. You know, I got a Viola walk too. If y'all ever see me walk, I walk just like Viola. I was in there. I was like, bitch, you're going down. You're going down. You know, they kept saying, no, let her go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Dismiss the case. But I was like, what? What is this? They ended up dismissing the case. This woman attacked me, physically assaulted me, left scars on my face. This is when I first moved to New York, thinking the shit was a game. You know what I wish I had on me at that time? So that I don't have to live with trauma, because nobody came and saved me when I called for help. And when I went to court for justice, understand this, no one gave it to me. So you're supposed to just let people hurt you? You step on my property, it's a wrap. You step on my property, it's a wrap. I don't give a fuck if you lost. Don't get lost around me. Not everybody is okay. There's certain things you do. You knock on doors. So don't tell me I can't defend myself on my property. All right. I guess y'all never watched The Walking Dead. You ever see Herschel? Off my property. Off my property. Okay? Not, well, I'll let you come to the door. I'll let you come to the door before I can fuck out of here. Off my property. All right? That's what Herschel told him. Walking Dead. Exactly, Melinda. Exactly. Absolutely. Y'all have no idea. The mental, the verbal abuse, the physical abuse. Do you know, I would go into spaces. I kid you not. I'm telling y'all shit about me to have y'all understand this shit. It's not all sunshine, lollipops, and rainbow. It's not. That's why I talk to you about the healing work, and nobody will get in my way of that. That's why I talk to you about the level up work. I'm getting out of these areas where Black women are not safe. Point blank, period. And it's not a nigga in the world that'll shame me about it. Y'all really think people will come here, oh, you ain't doing this now. You will never shame me for taking care of myself and putting myself first. You will never shame me for that. That's going to always be the choice. Who gonna do it if I don't do it? That's why I talk about leveling up. I don't like to use the word divest anymore because y'all went crazy with that shit. It's just y'all went crazy with that. Yo. Level up. Okay, level up. All right. Appreciate you, Taviar. Caviar. What's up? That's what's up, Melinda. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think of the worst moments I had in the foster care system. When I was in 7th grade, a boy from the neighborhood, and we lived in the hood, okay, was trying to come into the house. And I'm like, my brothers and sisters is in here. It'll never happen. And it didn't. And in the melee for me keeping this boy out of this foster woman's house, which her big and feeble ass should have been able to get up and protect us, the kids. But they let this woman who would not even get up to use the bathroom. Roaches everywhere. Taking me, my siblings, there was other foster kids in the house. And cops were called. And I was sent, me, to community service via the juvie system. Can you believe that? No, I wasn't behind bars, baby. No, 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 no. But I had to do community service. I had to clean the social worker offices. You know they love using black people as slaves, right? I'm sorry, but hey, we gonna tell the truth? We gonna tell the truth? You know they love using us as slaves. So I cleaned their offices. I cleaned the backyard for like where the social workers. That was my assignment. Even though I explained to them like I was protecting the home, this boy was trying to enter it. They didn't care because they don't care. Damn. Look what y'all put black kids through. And then you're going to have the nerve to tell a smart woman who goes and finds a man with some money that knows how to get married in a timely fashion of continuously fucking a bitch. Okay? Y'all go and tell her, oh, you the problem. You ever been inside these schools? I went to private school. And I hate to be one of those people that come on here and be like, I had a daddy. I didn't have a daddy. And because of that, I went to private Catholic school. These public schools are horrendous. This is what y'all think the standard is? Dirty old textbooks, teacher writing on a whiteboard nobody can read. No accountability. I would go to lift up these kids' book bags, nothing inside. Nothing inside? You think my teacher that was a nun would let me come to class and do nothing and sit there? It would never happen. I saw a video of a Karen-esque teacher. Two boys clearly in a gang were trying to fight another black boy in the class. And this black boy runs towards her, and I would have grabbed her entire damn body, bitch, to protect myself, because your old ass supposed to be protecting me because I'm a kid. And you letting these gangsters have their way in class. But of course, they're scared of the goddamn scary kids. So she gonna sit up there and tell the dude that, the little kid that came running toward her, oh, that's sexual harassment. Sexual harassment, you big Pillsbury Doughboy. I've seen it. Let me tell you something. In Catholic school, if you're a bully, they get you out of there. They get you out of there. Absolutely. I'm too fly for this BS. Oh my gosh. That's why I go so hard for black kids, man. I've seen the disparities. Yep. Thank you, Tavier. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like people are really playing stupid as always, at the expense of black women. And for black women to be joining in on that, don't you ever take your big dumb ass over to Kevin Samuel channel talking about I want a man. And what man would want you? You don't care about children. Y'all wouldn't know that because you never had a man. But men like women that like children. Those are the ones they want. Love children, take care of children, nurturing. And you want to go over to Kevin Samuel's channel. That's the ones that be doing it. will defend anything. You're sick. Just like those people that were there. You don't know why they were there. If they weren't there to help, okay? So let's say they were there to help. Why weren't they helping? If they were there to help, why weren't they helping? Because they weren't there to help. This is what foster mothers encourage and allow. And this is what the foster care system allows. They allow these people to have their older kids. You see, the thing is, these foster mothers are bullies and they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone in the house with kids that they asked for so they can get their little damn check to pay their little petty bills. They don't want to be alone in the house with these kids. They don't, because they're evil and they're angry. So they will invite over other abusive people to join them. So they're not alone. So they can cackle and make fun of vulnerable kids. I've seen the most vulnerable ones. They'll leave them sitting in the bed. Little black girls and boys that can't even breathe on their own. Special needs. Those kids will sit in a back room in a foster home. No one's talking to them. No one's loving them. This is what America allows. This is what America allows. Nobody wants to pay attention. Something like this happens. And now you're blaming it on her. Why were they there if they weren't there to help? They're adults. There's a situation. Because they're big nugget heads, dummies. Evil. I sensed the evil in the abusive foster homes that I lived in. And the devil came a-calling for a lot of these people. The devil came a-calling. Because you don't abuse children and get to live a happy life. And I left them right where I found them to rot. And I'm living my best life. Just like they knew I was going to be. They knew I was going to be. Right? I would bump into these people when I went back home to visit family when I was in college, and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, Danielle, hey." Get the fuck out of my face, bitch. Like I'm a fucking retard. Like I don't remember all that abuse. Oh, see, what y'all normalize and what y'all think is okay. Bitch, I don't put up with that shit. And I didn't want to put up with it from them. But you're a kid. People are yelling and screaming in your face, telling you they're going to separate you from your siblings, that you're going to have to go to a new home where people are doing that to you. If you're lucky and they're not actually putting their hands on you, which again, if they're doing this, it escalates to physical abuse, withholding the food. They would come home with McDonald's and eat in front of you. They would go out to restaurants and come back with their takeout and eat in front of you. And for the longest time, I would always stand in whatever space I was in because I was just so used to not being welcome. You know, and people would be like, "Don't you want to sit and take your coat off?" I would, I mean, obviously I don't do this anymore as an adult, but even well into, grad school, right? My early 20s. I would keep my coat on. I would keep my purse. I'd be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Hanging on. My husband would be like, let's go here. Let's go there. I'd be like, I'm not going there. You never know what could be, like a park. I wouldn't go to parks. So how can we have healthy relationships when they do this to us, right? What guy wants to, right, date a girl that's like, I don't want to go to the park, I mean, we would have to like go to like the same park, and you know what I'm saying? Like new things were very difficult for me, new spaces. So much trauma that I've spent my entire life trying to get out of. I'm happy for you, Melinda. I don't know if I can ever say I'm grateful for the experience of being in foster care. Just like Makhia, I was failed by the people that were supposed to take care of me, Black people. So when we talk about the Black community, right, and accountability, and why do you march and protest about police violence but not each other? Well, the each other part starts with self. And you have very sensational, ratchet content creators talking about what about Black on Black violence and crime? What in the hell are you contributing to making this place less dysfunctional with your chaotic, sensational, overdramatic, crazy content? Oh, thank you, Tavier. Because they were evil and they were jealous. They were big bullies, big Buffalo Bill bullies. That's what they were. And you see these women. I'm sorry, but I don't have any empathy for these women. These are not women that I care about. Okay, I don't care about, well, what would have happened to the girl in the pink? The woman wearing pink like she wasn't 40 years old shouldn't have had her ass over there trying to intimidate and harass a little girl for her fucking free time because she's single, because nobody wants her, because she's a bully, because she's bitter, because, you see what I'm saying? Cyclical. You big fucking bullies. Aw, exactly. And kids, people love to be like, you know, well, our kids are blessing because look what y'all do to them. Kids are a blessing to me. Any kid that come around me is going to be blessed. Amen. Any kid that come around me is going to be blessed. But a lot of people can't say that. And if you can't say it, what the fuck are you doing having kids around you? It's just that simple. Appreciate you, Tavier. Doing the right thing. I'm sorry, but just thank you, everybody that's here. 11 people. If I can get somewhere around 11 likes, I appreciate you. You know, I have to say, I feel like amazing people come to my channel. Y'all are not like the rest of these crazy people out here. And so I'm very thankful for that, because I'll be seeing these other channels. I'm like, ratchet. What Chrissy and Paris had to deal with on their lives about this, ratchet. They already know the deal. Don't come over here because you're not going to be able to flex, boo. Just like you can't flex wherever the hell you at now. You're not going to flex over here. Exactly. I always thought, you know, if I became a foster parent, I would use the money, I would put it to the side and save it up to help them with whatever they needed, right? You have to understand that the money that foster parents are paid for these kids, it's not for the kids. It's for them keeping the kids. But there is money that is for the kids. There's a clothing check, right? And there's other ways that kids can get money and request money while they're in care that these foster mothers will take that. They'll give it to their kids. Y'all know, like, my whole life, like, I never got up for Christmas because I never got any Christmas gifts. And so even today, like, my husband likes to sleep in for Christmas, but like, I just let him because I'm not like, it's Christmas, because it's never been Christmas for me. You know, my husband, he like wants to make it a big thing, but he also like doesn't want me to be like sulking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like so triggered by the memory of every Christmas, no Christmas gifts, and I'm a kid. Because they're not required to care about you. One fucking Christmas gift. And of course, my deadbeat daddy, when people want to come over and tell me that my choices make me any less black or blah, 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 or whatever, fuck out of here. My deadbeat daddy, who's still alive, nigga, where are my Christmas gifts? Ho? Where are my Christmas gifts? I keep telling y'all, the traitor is a nigga that didn't take care of his kids and let them be in foster care. That's the traitor. See, y'all be categorizing shit incorrectly. And that's why there's so much dysfunction. Thank you, Savvy. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks for your support. I appreciate it. Welcome. I'm too fly for this. I thought you were new, and I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your perspective in this. Yeah, I got a little ghetto with it. I got a little I don't care. Because it's too much passion for me to sit here and yah with y'all. No. You guys look so sloppy out here defending this shit. Of course, no one that's on my channel, because you guys are amazing. And this has been such a great conversation. And if you can get past my craziness, I know a lot of Black women will sit there and be like, oh my God, you cuss? Oh my God. Listening to Cardi B, popping their asses in the fucking mirror, twerking, listening to Young Miami, listening to Beyonce, listening to Rihanna, and telling me that I'm the first time they've heard a curse word, right? Another thing they do, these foster mothers, is they'll allow, like, no one's supposed to sleep over in the house. And I want every foster kid that watches this video to understand you have rights. Don't be afraid about going to a home that's more abusive, because it's your right to tell them that you're being abused. And if they're abusive of the next one, they're supposed to take you out of that and put you someplace safe and shut those abusive homes down. They won't even do that. They won't shut down the abusive homes. They'll take you out and put somebody else in a place you just told them they're abusing you. This is what America allows. America's foster care system. The prison to pipeline experience for kids in foster care is dramatic. And that is what led directly to Makhia Bryant's unfortunate passing. They're waiting to criminalize these kids. Make no mistake about it. I went to a prospective foster parent meeting because I told my husband, you know, I want to start giving back. I feel like I got to at least check it out and see. I don't want to deal with this system, but I want to help kids. And, you know, I still don't think it's something that we're going to ultimately end up doing. I think we'll just end up adopting. But at this prospective foster care parents meeting several years ago, at the training, which is like 4 hours long, okay, there were people that would be there and they'd be like, we already have 6 kids, but can we turn this room into a bedroom? Can we turn this room into a bedroom? Trying to get as much kids and as much money as they can. Instead of talking about why these kids are traumatized and why there's so many behavioral problems and mental health problems with children in foster care. That's because a lot of them are born that way. They're born that way because you guys don't understand that mentally ill people, people who are handicapped, people who are disabled, various things. They have sex. They have children. They can't take care of. Okay? I'm going to keep it funky as well. A lot of kids in foster care are biracial. And their white mothers didn't want to raise them or were not capable of raising them. So there's this really big sense of being unwanted, being in the foster care system. And these foster parents and their children prey on that. They prey on that. They're very abusive. I think I've told the story before about one of the foster mothers, her home, and this woman was a pastor. Okay? And the light blew out in the bathroom, but there was like water where the light fixture was. And I told her, and she asked me to take care of it. She was like, "Can you do it?" Like, she looked at me like, "Can you do it?" Right? Because if something happens, it'll happen to you, stupid kid. Right? I was like, "Bitch, I'm in high school. What the fuck? If your light don't get fixed in your bathroom, it don't get fixed, boo." But no doubt she'll probably tell her kids, right? Someone like that, this woman, she would do stuff like this. She would tell her kids, right? They're not cleaning up and it's messy. I've never seen her clean up not one thing. They don't clean up anything, but they'll tell their kids to come over and bully the foster kids. Let's go back to that CNN article. This started because they know mom likes her house clean. Then get your big fat ass up, bitch. Get your ass up and clean the house. When I want my house to be clean, I get up and I clean it. I clean it. That's how I know it's clean. Y'all want kids to clean y'all house for you. Kids you won't allow to sit in the dining room. Kids you won't allow to sit and watch TV. Kids you won't allow to enter the fridge. Gotta clean the dishes. Gotta clean your house. Gotta clean your bathrooms. Makhia Bryant has exposed you toxic, abusive, trash bag foster parents and your children that you allow to abuse foster kids. You guys are being exposed. Sitting around talking about something, oh, it's so hard. It's so hard for me. You look at all the videos on here. I've created content for foster mothers on YouTube to come in and listen to the perspective of someone who is within the 1% of foster children who will ever get a graduate degree. I did it. And I wasn't in foster care for a few months. I was there for a decade. And I will make videos and content for these people on YouTube who will make videos. My foster kid, I'm doing it. My foster kid, good for you. You're one of the nice ones, we hope. But then you'll see like that blonde chick who returned her adopted Asian son because he had disabilities. You'll see that these people do this for clout, money, attention, validation, but it's never for the kid. Absolutely. Absolutely. To this day, like I sleep so light. You know what I'm saying? And my husband will just fall asleep and he'll be out. I sleep so light. He hates it because if he's like giving me a massage and like he's like, she's asleep, you know, like a baby, and then he'll like tiptoe away. And I'm like, where are you going? And he's like, because any sound, gotta be ready. I don't know another life. And, my husband tries to like calm me and be like, it's okay. Like, you're okay now. But no, I'm always ready, baby. I'm gonna stay ready. Absolutely, Melinda. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I want to continue to encourage and empower on this channel for all current and former foster people. Because I have a lot of people reach out to me and say, I don't know how to deal with this, that this has been my life. I don't know how to talk about it with my spouse. I don't know how to talk about it with my friends, and it's like, this wasn't our burden to bear. This stigma, this stereotype that all foster kids are bad. People couldn't even believe I was in foster care when they would find out. They were like, what? Because their idea of a foster kid is someone who is just wild and bad and right. And I've always been very people pleasing. I'm not that way anymore. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. I'm not that way anymore, but I used to be. Okay. Thank you, Tavia. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Absolutely. If y'all cared about Black on Black crime, you would care about the schools that your children are in. All of this stuff directly impacts. Don't y'all know how shit works and connects? Do y'all know how to connect the dots? Yeah, a lot of y'all don't know how to connect the dots. How you gonna talk about Black on Black crime and you're not talking about the work that you do to improve the quality of education for Black kids, like I do, which I don't have to do. I can be a stay-at-home pet mom. I go out of my way and drive to the Bronx, to Brooklyn, to be in these schools, to show these kids someone who's coming from situations just like you, I've overcome. You don't have to just see white people you can't relate to, telling you about it. You can see someone that actually came from this experience. They don't want us in the schools. They try to push us out because they want to program these kids and indoctrinate these kids to be permanent underclass and be permanent workers and be permanent fodder, so they can have jobs, so their kids can go to college. We ain't meant to survive because it's a setup. Even though you're fed up, got to keep your head up, right? That's what Melinda is saying that she did, and that's what I did. But I peaked game. Always have. Always have. You toxic ass bitches. I don't want nobody who knew me from foster care to come on my channel talking shit, saying, yeah, I didn't go that way, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. I don't hear nothing from you. I keep telling y'all, I'm not none of my siblings. I did not like none of you niggas. I've never liked none of you niggas. I don't like abusive people. I think you're gross and low class. You would never, ever get into my home. I would never bring my children around you people. Y'all are a nightmare that my kids are not even going to believe could be experienced. But see, what they want to do is get you caught up in a cycle where you're always around these abusive people. It will never happen. I'm not going to just let somebody sit up and abuse me, baby. That's why God took care of a lot of them, so I could be on my way. But Makhia was abused, defending herself in fear. You come on my property, it's a wrap. My level of fear is going to be through the roof. Believe it. That's what you want, right? You want it to incite that, right? You ever see a scary movie? You look out the window. What do you see? Somebody standing on your lawn. Creepy and shit. Menacing. Stop acting like that's not a reality. And again, when you're in foster care, there is no place to hide. It's not your house. They don't make you feel safe. Safest place is always outside the home. That's why I spent a lot of time with my suburban friends. My suburban black and white friends, right? I spent a lot of time with them because I was like, I'm not here for this hood shit. I like pretty looking things. I like nice ambiances. I like people that act like they got some common sense. And, I would be in these foster homes and I'd be like, who the fuck is you talking to? Like in my head as a kid, I'd be thinking like, do you know who I'm going to be? Someone so much bigger and better than you'll ever be. And you're trash. And you think you're going to fucking bring me down. And, I'd be crying. I was a little kid. I didn't have a dad to come over and defend me, if that even was her dad. But, yeah. Hi, Tavier. I'm going to head off soon as well. Absolutely, Nia. Absolutely. And that's why, I definitely encourage therapy, but more than anything, I encourage healing. You have to know that you need healing to get help, to get any type of therapy, any type of therapeutic experience. You have to know that you need healing. So you have to know that what you're living in now is dysfunctional. And there's a lot of cognitive dissonance where people don't want to acknowledge the toxicity and dysfunction that they're living in because they want to say, oh, well, this is us. And this is how I do it. No, it's not. People got mad when I referenced, and I'll be making a video about that later, how people were getting in their feelings on Twitter when I said, hood culture is greatly influenced by the mafia culture, the mafia mobster culture of Italian immigrants in the late 1800s. No, it's not. No, it's not. Somebody was like, no, it's not, Shorty. And I literally showed him a screenshot of a mobster named Shorty. Well, who do you think was being called Shorty first? This mobster or a black person who y'all didn't have any gangs? We didn't have gangs and crime. Black people weren't doing organized in gangs and crime in the 1800s. They were escaping slavery. So this is a culture that was already here that y'all picked up on. A lot of the stuff. And I'm not the first person to say this. This isn't rocket science. New York City is a melting pot for a reason. That means people were taking different cultural aspects from each other. But y'all want to say, no, this dysfunction is us. No, it ain't. And the ones of y'all that want to live in dysfunction, that's why people eventually just let you live in dysfunction. I'll be damned. You think I'm going to sit up here? I'm not Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay? I'm not going to be flipping chairs over and constantly talking. I'll tell you once. Ain't nobody had to tell me. You got to want more for yourself. I had made a comment on Paris Milan's community tab about how me and my husband were each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend, and we didn't have any exes, and we don't have any children out of wedlock, and we just have a lot of respect and trust in each other because of that. Some girl told me, I'll post it later on my community tab. She said, that's nice for you, but not everybody is in that situation, and you need to be mindful of. Bitch, I ain't gotta be mindful of shit. You need to be mindful. You need to be mindful of it, bitch. I have a man. I'm married. You understand? I'll have to be mindful of the fact that most of y'all is not. I'll have to be. You have to be, bitch. You have to want something for yourself. What is you telling me like I'm your mama? I grew up in foster care. Nobody helped me. Nobody raised me. Everybody had nothing but expectations for me. Now I can't be happy about my life because I gotta sit around and feel sorry for you that you don't want to fucking listen. Fuck out of here. All right, I'm gonna go. Well, I'm glad you got some perspective on it. Dad Gad flow. Yes, foster care in America is very dysfunctional, especially for Black girls. It is. It's very dysfunctional. People are yelling and screaming at you. People are harassing you. People are threatening violence to you on a daily, consistent basis. They're withholding food. They're allowing men, again, as I was trying to explain earlier, no one is allowed to sleep in the house but the foster mother and the foster children. And all of these foster homes will have grown-ass men who are just getting out of jail, sleeping on the couch in the basement. I told my husband the story about when I was in high school. One of my foster mother, her grandsons one of them lived in the basement. He wasn't supposed to be there. Anyways, they were giving me a ride to school, which never happens. And I was wondering, like, wow, I always have to walk. Like, no one ever helps me or whatever. And I'm in the car and I'm talking to them. And these guys were adults. I was in high school. And one of them goes, "You got a real sexy voice." And I immediately tensed up, right? And started fearing for my life. Because I was like, why am I in a situation now where I'm feeling threatened, right? Because you're an adult, so you shouldn't be telling me I have a sexy voice when I'm a child. He shouldn't have been there, okay? I was like, you don't know why they were there. Foster care works a little different than the rest of the world. You're not supposed to have any and everybody in your house. You're not. It's supposed to be a safe space for the kid. But because nothing is enforced, nobody cares. Because nothing is enforced because there are no advocates for these kids. What should be the topic, Movado Cashmore? I'm not trying to be sexy, but whatever. Thanks. What should be the topic, Movado? Because I'm about to head off anyways. But what? I think this is a very important topic. Most people know nothing about the foster care system in America, and this girl is being vilified upon her death. And how is that something that you want as a Black person? How is that something as a Black man you want other men to see, that when police come and shoot your girls in the back without so much as announcing their presence, that you sit there and encourage it and defend them? How do you think that looks to other groups of people? Oh, that's fine, Movado. Okay, all right. All right. Listen, I will be posting the rest of my thoughts on this subject, which includes the police encounter and some other political elements about this, on my Patreon. Exactly. I mean, I know I used to walk around with a weapon any chance I got to defend myself in case of emergency. Fuck. You know, and I got this like knuckle, like it's like cat ears, but it's like for your knuckles, you know? Yeah, take the eye out real quick. Somebody come up on you. You run up on me. Right? And I was going to I had a civil court case, and I had this thing on my keychain. I didn't think anything of it. And when I went through security, they were like, "You're not supposed to have this." And they, you know, they tensed up. It was the fucking like knuckle thing, like, and they took it. And I was like, this was in Brooklyn, and I was like, really? I'm not supposed to have that. I was like, one, I live in Jersey, the rules are different. Like, but you can't have it here. If I hadn't told them that, like, I didn't currently live in Brooklyn, God knows what they would have done to me, because they were like, this is a weapon. This is a weapon. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm a woman. I'm trying to make sure I get in and out of places safe. The fuck? Thank you, Dad Got a Flow. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. And You know, I think that whatever chance you guys get to be on code about this situation and protect this girl's legacy, her life mattered. Makhia Bryant, her life mattered. It's unfair to continue to put children in a situation where they are harassed, belittled, as if somebody would make fun of you in the hood in the Black community. How do you know she was in the hood? Oh, I'm sure she was in the suburbs because there's a bunch of foster homes, Black foster homes in the suburbs. It don't work that way. Anyone that lets adults harass kids, their house is in the hood. Most foster homes are in the hood for Black kids. That's a statistical fact. You don't know anything about it, you wouldn't know what you're talking about. A lot of people are talking about this, don't. But the foster mother and anyone there that was there to harass that girl need to be interviewed and prosecuted accordingly for their role in her murder. They are not victims. It doesn't look like anybody needs any GoFundMes except for her sisters. So keep that in mind when you start seeing stuff and people trying to take advantage of this young girl. Protect Black kids. It's not rocket science. What makes you a man is protecting your women and children. What makes you a woman is protecting your children. So thank you guys for joining. Shame on everyone that was out there condoning this situation and praising the cop. I know they wouldn't want people to respond to it in that way if it was their child whose life was lost. And my heart goes out to Makhia Bryant's sisters. And if they ever come across this video and you guys would like to have a conversation, I'd be happy to have that on here with you guys. This is a safe space for Black women, Black children, Black people, women, LGBT, men, everyone that's nice to me. This is a safe space and I take care of mine over here. So I hate that this has happened. There's a lot of pain and stuff going on right now. And I'm just wishing healing. And I hope that Makhia's sisters are being taken care of. And again, if you guys need someone to reach out to, talk with, I would love to talk about this with you guys. But, you know, I'm not that big of a YouTuber, so it is what it is. But thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate it. You know, I went a little crazy, but this has been very healing and beneficial for me because I really wanted to address this subject. So thank you again, and I'll see you guys. Bye.